Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Blue Maximo and I'm here checking out Corridor Z, or at the very least waiting for the loading screen, because this loading screen is really long and bloody annoying. I don't know why this loading screen is so long. This takes something like a minute. It's kind of infuriating, but then again, there's the problem right there in the middle of the screen, made with Unity. Since when have Unity games ever been good on Vita? I don't bloody know, but it's sure not this one. Yeah, it was more like 30 seconds, but still, come on. For a portable game that you should be able to pull out and play pretty much any time, 40-something seconds to get to the main menu is inexcusable. But that's not the point. So here we are in Corridor Z, the main menu, and if you couldn't tell by the name, it is a game where you run down a corridor filled with zombies. It is an endless runner, and because it's an endless runner, I didn't really need very long with this game to determine whether or not it was shit. This is about 20 minutes in. Oddly enough, it doesn't tell you how long you've played. It tells you pretty much anything that you could have... Well, it tells you pretty much everything except the amount of time you've been playing, which is kind of silly. I don't know why they do that, but I played for about 20 minutes and I backed out of the game and hit the refresh button and said I installed the game 20 minutes ago. So, well, there you go. You do also have online leaderboards. But for an endless runner, these things just become endless, repeated exercises in frustration. Because I feel sorry for the person who spent enough time in this game to get a 25,600 meter run. I feel so sorry for you. I really do. Settings, you got gamma, you got sound effects, and you got music. Admittedly, it's kind of nice the gamma's there and there's cross-save with PS4. If you play this game on PS4, you have no idea what the hell you're doing. Oh man, wait until you see this shit. So, let's get into the actual gamey parts of it. Oddly enough, I actually upgraded these before I closed the game, and it didn't save the fact that I upgraded them. Fantastic job, guys. Well done. So yeah, you can upgrade your weapons for obvious increases to their power. You can buy skins, but oddly enough, you can also choose to rent the skins. But as far as I can tell, they don't give you any benefits. So I don't see the point in letting you pick your... in letting you rent an outfit. It makes no sense. You can also craft med supplies. Except you can't, because I don't have the supplies right now. Let's open the door. I'm wasting time. So, the idea is that you have 1 of 3 characters. They're not different in any noticeable way. And you've got objectives to go do. You can open the map to check more objectives. But as you can see, get a total of 10 headshot kills. While running with a gun, use 10 objects anytime in total. Reach a distance of 250 meters. Yada, 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 yada. We'll go for this one, because why not? And when we choose to run, we've got perks. You can see our rations up in the top right there. So I can just equip one of these and just away we go, right? So here's how the game works. The main controls are on the D-pad. You use the D-pad in order to knock down objects, and these objects will allow you to slow down the zombies. So as you can see... Oh. Oh, that was bad. Okay. Why did I go and do that? I'm a goddamn idiot, but... Yeah, if you don't make the turns, you die. But thankfully, I picked a relatively easy objective. Here's the main problem with this, though. See how it says recover with a time limit? Yeah, that only gets you 1 health bar back. See? It only gets you 1 bit of health. Every bit of health takes 10 minutes to recover. So, if you play this game enough to run out all your health, you literally won't be able to play it for a few minutes. Now, some of you might argue that this isn't really a bad thing, since all 3 characters have 3 lives apiece. Chances are you won't be running through stuff that much in order to... Whoops, wrong direction. Chances are you won't be running through their lives as much as you would think in order to let their lives run out, so this wouldn't be a problem. However, notice how I completed the objective pretty much as soon as I started? If I want to get another objective, I have to let the guy die, get back to the main menu, and pick another objective. I'm totally serious. So, they've balanced the system so that in order to continue working through the objectives and not just aiming for pointless high scores, since you don't have any of the perks and your weapons are terrible and all that, in order to keep aiming for the objectives, you have to be constantly killing yourself and losing lives. But once you run out of lives, you gotta wait for your lives to come back, and you're just trapped inside this endless cycle of doing one thing and waiting, and then doing another thing and then waiting. This is acceptable for a mobile game. There are reasons why they would want you to do this, and if it's like a free-to-play game that you can play like on the bus or something, you know, it's something that's not really that big of a deal, at least for me personally. However, this is a game that you pay $7.99 for. $7.99. $7.99 for a game that really feels the need to make you run out of lives and have to wait for them to be replenished. See, I literally cannot play the game for a minute and a half because of this game's system. And I can't craft medkits. Like, they've done an absolutely terrible fucking job of balancing this for the Vita platform. Because the Vita platform isn't a platform where we accept free-to-play nonsense like this. We play the Vita for games that aren't endless Skinner boxes that give you numbers in exchange for slightly flashy gameplay. And that's a real shame, because admittedly this is kind of a cool idea. It makes absolutely no sense because you're stuck in a school. The corridors can't possibly be 250 kilometers long. But at the same time, it is a fairly cool idea, and you could extend it with some really interesting concepts, and I imagine they might in a few in-game quote-unquote days. But just as you can tell, I'm out of lives trying to get to that point. So it's either force me to wait or make me play a shitty runner forever while I'm waiting for my lives to replenish. One way or another, I get screwed. I'll give it one more go just for the purpose of demonstration, and then we'll cut this video off. This is an egregious piece of shit. I can't believe they would actually go and do this on the goddamn Vita. I'll equip the laser trip mines just to have a tiny little bit of more fun. The voice acting is really overacted, like extremely overacted, but we'll just ignore that. And there are collectibles and stuff you can find, as I showed off earlier, but whoops. Yep, made the wrong turn, now I'm out of lives, and I'm not going to be able to play again for another, what, 5 minutes? Yeah, that's just what happens. That was a look at Corridor Z. I hate it. I hate it with all my fury. I don't hate it because I suck. I hate it because it's full of mobile bullshit that shouldn't be on this platform. And people are going to keep trying, of course. I actually didn't mind, like, what was it? Tales of Montezuma Blitz? It did this, but it was actually relatively generous about how much stuff it gave you. This game costs $8, and it still feels the need to weigh you down with this bullshit. And to add insult to injury, you can't even buy, like, the little DLC bits that can accelerate your healing or shit like that. So it's like there's absolutely no point to it whatsoever. What a waste of goddamn money. This has been Blue Maxima, and I'll see you all next time.